What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to an Idiot's Road to Glory, episode number 87, where today we're going to be choosing, and you guys are going to help me decide which way we should upgrade our team. And in order to do that, like I mentioned in the last episode, we needed to test out some more new formations. So, I decided to test out 4-3-2-1 and 4-3-3-4. So, I think I actually seen Channy tweet out about this and say that 4-3-2-1 was really good. So I was like, do you know what? My players kind of fit it. Screw it. We're going to try it out. And we jumped straight into this game against Mr. I Love EA. He's got a very good team, to be fair. He's got playing Monfroyce, Prime Balak, and Raul, Mbappe, and Martial. A very decent team that he's got going on. And he's playing, I think that's either 4-3-3-3 or 4-3-3-4. So he's playing the one that we're going to test out in a second. We went up against him. Can't remember if he actually changed his formation when he got into the game and he was just using that to fit the players in. But we went up against him with our 4-3-2-1. We made a new custom tactic. Just as we get into the game now, as you guys are about to see, throw an ultra defensive. Our ultra defensive custom tactic is like our normal style of play, but in 4-3-2-1. And we jumped in and basically just tested it out and seen how it was. And it actually went pretty decent, to be honest with you. Like, I was really struggling to even create chances to score in 4-2-3-1 because all that was about was working the ball on the edge of the box to get a finesse shot with one of the three cams. And it was very bad. I mean, in this one, I was trying to abuse the broken... Maybe broken's the wrong word, but effective El Tornado cross. And the reason it's effective is because you're crossing it on the volley, it loops the ball up so much. And then it's really good for Ibra or someone like that. Unfortunately, when I'm doing this a lot, it's crossing to Mahrez and Neymar, which is very frustrating. We do end up scoring off this, so started off pretty well. I like this formation. We've got a lot of players forward. They're actually creating shooting opportunities and stuff. This is decent. Obviously, it was from kickoff, so you can't quite jump to conclusions too much, but it was decent. We were trying to score headers. We were trying to play Neymar and Mahrez in behind because I had them get in behind to do that. And it was working. We played Neymar in behind, and he banged in the bottom corner. One thing I would say about this formation is that maybe it's because I didn't quite have the right players for it. De Bruyne was playing centre mid. Keane's probably a box-to-box centre mid. That's what he is. And we had Fabinho. Christ, I can't think this morning. We have Fabinho, who was also playing. He was in the centre, kind of holding the defence, holding it back and playing like a CDM, which is fine. He was the centre one. The other two were meant to get up and down. I don't know. We just felt very isolated, or separated is probably the best way to put it. It didn't feel like I had a midfield, but we were smashing it. It was just full on counter-attack. It felt like I had a defence and an attack, and that was it. So it was a little bit chaotic. It was like a game of tennis, end to end, but we were dominating it. It was mostly going towards his end, and he'd try and bring it back, and we bomb it straight back up the other end. We were doing well. We were winning 2-0. De Bruyne probably could have scored again, as you guys just seen an absolutely ridiculous flying save from his Courtois, from inside the box as well with De Bruyne, but that's what we were rocking. Keane on the right, De Bruyne on the left, Neymar and Mahrez left and right forward, Ibra at striker, of course, and basically just trying to either play Neymar or Mahrez in behind, it was kind of working, but not so much with Mahrez. He isn't really very good at it. Here he probably should have scored. I probably should have gave the ball off to him a little bit faster instead of doing a skill move, but this was now in the 70th minute, not too much had happened, and it's very end-to-end. Like I said, my players are knackered. I've got Dani Alves on stay back because if you don't, he literally lives up front, but then he will still get back and try and defend. And by the 70th minute, his stamina bar's red, and you just can't be dealing with that. So I have to put him on stay back because otherwise he's useless, basically. Like, as much as I would love to have Dani Alves bombing up the line and putting the crosses in, it just kills the poor guy, and you just can't. Alexandro does, and he was a little bit tired. And then my midfield were shattered. So I unfortunately didn't have the subs for it. I had the subs from my 4-2-3-1, where I'd always like switch out my wide cams and maybe my striker or my centre cam. And that's all I had, so I didn't really do anything. I just decided to just roll with it and see what was going to happen. I actually forgot as well, because we're going to jump straight into the next game and try out 4-3-3-4 as well, because I thought with it feeling very isolated in my midfield and just not feeling like it was there, we also came up against a guy with an absolutely mental team while we were trying it out, so this is a little bit scary, but also good. It's a good test to play against someone who's good with a good team. I thought with De Bruyne playing Cam in 4-3-3-4 and the other two sitting back, there'd be a bit more of a link between my midfield and between my defence and my attack, and I'd actually have a midfield. That was the logic, and that was actually how it turned out. And I think I do prefer 4-3-3-4. Although whenever you build a team, the players can basically fit into both, and you could build a custom tactic for each one with the same players and just pick which one works best in each game. So we end up conceding this absolutely ridiculous goal. I don't really know. It was very frustrating, but we were playing alright and we were making some good chances. and it didn't take us too long to get back into the game. Fabinho into Ibra, nice little bit of dribbling, holds him off quite well. De Bruyne delays the pass, but eventually gets it around the corner to Mahrez. We try the stupid El Tornado cross, which didn't work, but he gets a second chance. He drag backs, he whips it in. Ibra dives in front of the defender and nods it into the back of the net. And that's one of them ones where if you're defending against that, you're thinking to yourself, what's my defender doing? Why has he not gone and attacked the ball and won the header? I have no idea, and this guy's going to be even more triggered now because he went to score a kickoff goal. I robbed the ball off him, and then De Bruyne plays it off to Keane, who was on step back, but he's getting forward a little bit for me. Neymar bullying his Dani Alves, crosses the ball into the box, and Ibra's there again, and he smashed that into the back of the net and made it 2-1, the turnaround within about 5 minutes. That was pretty good. Ibra was doing well. He was scoring headers. He was scoring, which was pretty mental. We end up going 2 ahead with an absolute rocket from Neymar. Neymar's ridiculous, and we're going to talk about my new team once we've finished watching this game, because I've got a couple of things to show you guys and like talk about, and you guys can help me decide which route to take the team, basically. But I did put a poll out on Twitter, and we should probably do comment of the day as well while we're watching this game, but we'll do comment of the day after this game because this game's pretty ridiculous. Just before half time, this guy manages to pull it back to 3-2. He was a good player. He was a really good player, but it annoyed me because I should have intercepted it there. I tackled him there and I didn't get the ball, and I just couldn't quite get back, and he finessed it into the bottom corner. That was a frustrating goal to concede. Obviously, he's conceded a frustrating one where his player just didn't even try to head the ball, which was bloody ridiculous. That was a frustrating one for me. But anyway, that was the end of the half, me crossing into his hands. This guy was good. Like I said, it was a good test. He was a good player. He had a very good team. He was trying really hard to win. And it was good for me to practice and try and relearn the game, essentially, because it's completely different now. And also just good to test out the team, and it was doing pretty well. We were playing all right. I was liking it. The servers felt a lot better. The game felt a lot smoother than the first day when the patch came out. And all was well with the world, I suppose, is the way to put it. Very even game, like you can see. We've just abused the meta a little bit more, and our Ibra scored 2 headers, is essentially what has happened there. So, pretty decent. Quite liking it. 4-3-3-4 feels a bit more balanced than 4-3-2-1, which seems to be like all-out chaos. And we were doing all right. This guy was starting to try and do it himself. He obviously had Gareth Bale over on that. I think it was Gareth Bale, wasn't it? Over on that side. So he's trying to get the crosses in, and that's something we're going to look to do ourselves. But we're just abusing stuff. Pinged a massive through ball over the top to Neymar. He cuts back. He gives it off to Mahrez. I was thinking about it in it, but then I seen the Neymar run. I was like, go on, Neymar, have yourself another goal, mate. Perfectly timed. Top bins. 4-2 to me. We're doing right. Neymar is lethal. I did put a poll out on Twitter saying that it's, you guys are about to see this, it's basically impossible to get Neymar, Ibra, De Bruyne and Bale all into the same squad. And that's the exact same thing I was talking about, where your defender just doesn't attack the ball. It's just happened to me there, where you could see I put power on it with my centre-back to go and clear it away, but he just didn't. Again, I forgot to change my sub, so I could do with subbing Paulinho on here for Keane, but I forgot to put him on the bench, so that was unfortunate. We were absolutely shattered in midfield, but I've lost my train of thought. I can't remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I put a poll out, and you can't get all of them into the squad without making some ridiculous sacrifices and playing like John Stones at centre-back or something like that to get De Bruyne a strong link. It just doesn't work at all. We end up giving away a pen to this guy just by crashing into him, essentially. Subbed on some mental subs. He had flashback Ibra, flashback Rooney, and played. Oh no, no, that was the other guy that played the month race. He subbed on Player of the Month race as well, and sprinted through. It was a good ball from the flashback Ibra, to be fair. And then he tucks his penalty away and makes it 4-4. We did get a corner in the last minute, and I thought maybe we could get something from it, but unfortunately it just wouldn't quite fall to me in the box. And then when the ball goes over here, the ref blows up for the end of the game, basically for full time. So a decent performance from us. Pretty unlucky win, but at the same time we scored a lucky goal as well. So swings and roundabouts. I thought we played alright. That guy was really good. His team was very, 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 very good. His subs were better than my team, essentially. And we did alright, and it was a lot better than the day before, where we were just getting absolutely smashed. I mean, that's not Neymar. Neither of them are Neymar. I'm not really sure what you're doing there, EA, but it's cool. Right, we're going to jump to live, and I'm going to talk to you guys. Basically, I was saying about we had that poll. You can't get Ibra, De Bruyne, Neymar and Bale into the same squad. So I put a poll out on Twitter basically asking which one would you guys drop, was essentially the poll. Like, I can't have all 4 of them. Which 3 shall I have? Which one shall I get rid of? Now, the voting was pretty close. There was one standout thing, and the standout thing was that you can't drop Neymar, and I 100% agree with it. This is, by the way, not the squads that we're going to be talking about. This is my old squad, where you can see I've now sold Militao and Mahrez. This is before we even had Ibra. So I agree, you can't drop Neymar. He's ridiculous. Like, this is playing from camp, and now left wing. 36 goals, 25 assists in 68 games. So he's just under 1 a game, but I've never had a left camp who is at 1 a game, and he's by far the best. Like, if you compare him to Salah or Mahrez or Mane or someone like that, he's ridiculous. And now obviously he's playing out on the wing and he's still banging goals for me, as you guys have just seen. So I agree with that. You can't get rid of Neymar. He's too good. He's just too good, which is frustrating because he's basically, well, he's one of the tradable ones, which would be easy to get rid of because you can get coins back for him. So then the vote went essentially between Bale and De Bruyne were level, but the whole point is to get Bale in, so I kind of discarded that. And then Ibra was actually out in front with 32% and De Bruyne was on 27%. So it was a vote between Ibra and De Bruyne essentially as to who to get rid of. And I just went around designing some teams, and you guys are kind of going to help me. And we'll choose which route to go down, and that's what we're going to talk about right now. Before we do that though, I have got, like I said, comment of the day, which comes from Ellie Fox, who said, bronze pack method is not worth doing when you've got 600k in your club. Well, now I've got actually 1 million in my club. But it's still worth doing. You can't stop making coins just because you've got coins. There's no... I mean, there's kind of scalable methods to make coins, and you can obviously do the bronze pack method with 10k. You can do other things when you've got 1 million, and I can obviously go and like invest in loads of 83s and stuff, and that's something we might do for the new promo and want-to-watches and stuff like that. But at the same time, you've always got to be making coins, no matter how small it is. So I don't agree with this at all. Someone actually did reply to him saying it's always worth it. I've got 2 mil and I still do it. There's nothing stupid about turning 600k into 650k, which is exactly right. So Eli's got a point, or Ellie, or however you pronounce his name, has got a point that, yeah, there might be better percentage return investments or things to do with my 1 million coins. Like, you can make 100,000 coins on one thing, potentially, but it's a lot harder to do, and the bronze pack method is literally guaranteed coins. Like, you just make coins. That's all there is to it. So it's definitely still worth doing. Obviously do other things if you crap loads of coins, but you can still make 50k, as the other person said, and you should just still do it. So that's comment of the day, and we will still be doing some of the bronze pack methods. What I want to show you guys is, like I said, I sold them 2 players, so I've got a couple of clips for you guys where you can see how much I sold them for. The first one was Militao, who I bought for 300,000 coins, and we went and listed up for 344 is what we sold him for. And then the other one was Mahrez, where you can see that I got him for 219k. He got 19 goal contributions in 24 games, which is actually very, very good. He was incredible at right camp, but he's terrible at right wing. It just doesn't work. He's not that type of player. He's all about cutting inside and finessing it and working it to the edge of the box and using his dribbling to score a finesse shot. And that just doesn't work anymore. So we sold them on. We sold them for exactly what we got them for, 219k. So we ended up losing 11k on him, but we made 27 after tax on Militao. So it's not too bad. We've ended up making coins from them 2 guys. It's pretty decent. If we jump back to live, I accidentally cleared my trade pile, so Militao is gone. But there's the Mahrez for 219k, and obviously we've got about 1.1 million. Anyway, let's jump in and talk about these squads. And we've got like a bit of a story, I suppose, to go with them, or like a route of how I think this could work, and you guys can let me know what you think and which ones we should go for. So there's actually 3 different options. We're going to jump straight in with option number 1, as you do, and it's looking a little bit crazy. Now, this is quite a drastic change, and I think I can just about afford it. Now, there is some notable missing elements from this team, and this one is this is a very, very big change, and I'm a little bit like that about this one. I'm not going to lie to you guys. There's no Thiago Silva, there's no Dani Alves, there's no Ibrahimovic, and there's no Firmino. In fact, we could use Firmino, but he's not the type of striker that I want anymore, unfortunately. At least for now. I mean, we could maybe use him instead of Calvert-Lewin. He would get full chemistry, but this is like my fun one where I've built it because it's got Calvert-Lewin in, and I kind of want to try him out. And he does kind of look pretty meta. He's got 92 jumping, 88 pace, 83 head accuracy, and good finishing, whilst being 6'2". So he looks pretty decent. He looks like he could be meta. We've obviously got Gareth Bale. The theme of all of these have all got Gareth Bale, and they've all got Van Dijk and Van Aanholt. All of the squads have got that. They've also all got Keane. They've all got Neymar as well, as we talked about. We're not getting rid of him. And Alisson, I think, as well, actually, to be fair. not all of them have got De Bruyne, not all of them have got Thiago Silva, Ibra and Dani Alves, so the swings and roundabouts. The way this one was in, we've actually got Baby Rio Ferdinand as well in this one, which is pretty sick. That's a ridiculous defence. Kyle Walker obviously at the back. The way this one will play in game would be, I'm sure you guys can work it out, it's not too complicated. We have Casemiro sitting back with Keane kind of box to box. De Bruyne and Cam, Calvert-Lewin at striker, left and right wing is Bale and Neymar. So now when Neymar crosses the ball in, it's either Calvert-Lewin or Bale heading it. So one of them's going to win the header instead of it being Ibra or Mahrez or Calvert-Lewin or Mahrez or something like that, because it just doesn't. Mahrez just doesn't work. He just doesn't work. So that would be that one. And again, we could, if we wanted to, play 4-3-2-1 and have Bale, Calvert-Lewin and Neymar all set on getting behind, or basically just trying to sprint through on goal. So that would be chaos, but I'm thinking 4-3-3-4. So this is this one. This one would cost me all of my coins, and it's a very, very drastic change for the squad. So I like it, but I'm a little bit weary, is probably the best way to put it. So if we instead take a look at option 2, this one is a little bit more sensible, I suppose, and slow changing. And this is the one that I'm probably leaning towards, and I want your guys' opinion on it to let me know if we should go for this one, basically, or if we should go drastic. With this, we have Ibra. With this, the only person that we don't have is De Bruyne. In fact, we even have Firmino, which is pretty crazy. So the only person we don't have, unfortunately, is Mr. De Bruyne, and he would obviously be a super sub, which is a bit deep. Like, he's played 60 games for us nearly, and he's got like 65 goal contributions. Some of them now playing centre mid, some of them playing in the 4-2-3-1, where I had like a 6 or 7 game spell where I couldn't score a goal. He's ridiculous, and obviously he cost us quite a lot of coins to get during Footmas. Whilst it's now been like 2 months, we haven't actually played that much FIFA because I've been away quite a lot, which is kind of sad that we haven't had the time to use a lot of this De Bruyne before the meta changed and the patch came out to change the game completely. But this is the one that I'm kind of leaning towards because it's the most similar, I suppose, to what we've got now. So basically, it'd just be like this. That was a pretty simple change. Ibra at striker, what we've been playing. Neymar left wing, what we've been playing. Bale in for Mahrez. Casemiro in for Fabinho, which is kind of sad as well because Fabinho's sick. And Firmino in for De Bruyne. So that's not too much of a change. That's what we used to use. We did used to play Firmino at cam. And then we obviously brought De Bruyne in and moved Firmino back to striker or up to striker and put De Bruyne in a cam, so it's not too dissimilar, and I do really like Firmino as well. He's got a quality little record for the amount of games that he's played. What's that? 67 and 64. It's very, very, very good. That's the one that I'm leaning towards, simply because it's not too much of a drastic change. We've still got Alisson, we've still got Thiago Silva, we've still got Dani Alves, still got Ibra, still got Neymar, Keane. Obviously, we bring in Casemiro to whatever the word is, allow us to have Bale. There's definitely a word that I'm thinking of, and I can't remember what it is, but that's got to happen. And then we've changed out Militao for Van Dijk and Sandro for Van Aanholt, who's actually as well got 97 jumping, which is pretty nuts, so that's going to be pretty handy. He's only 5'9", which isn't quite as handy, but good jumping. Win the headers. Don't let them score headers, Van Aanholt. So yeah, that's that one, and that's the one that I'm leaning towards, and it seems the most sensible because it's not too much of a crazy change, because option 3 is very, very fun, but it's also pretty crazy. So that would be this one, where we've got no Ibra, no Thiago Silva, no Dani Alves, but we've got prime Kluivert. So this one's nuts, and I'm not sure I can quite afford this one just yet. We might have to get like middle Kluivert or something like that, or maybe closer or someone. But this one's pretty crazy. The way this one would play would be, again, 4-3-3-4, and again, you could play a 4-3-2-1 if you wanted to. Again, similarities include this little back three of Van Aanholt, Van Dijk, Alisson. Of course, we've got Keane on the left, Neymar on the left. We've actually got De Bruyne in this one, which is quite nice. So De Bruyne will be playing cam, because I do think he is a little bit better than Firmino, or a fair bit better than Firmino. Obviously, Bale and Casemiro. This time we've got Kyle Walker at right back. We've got Davison Sanchez, and it's just his normal card, which is kind of frustrating, because we literally... This guy's so expensive is essentially why. Like, he costs almost... He's like 900k. He's a lot of coins. We've only got 1.1 mil, and we need to buy Gareth Bale and Casemiro and Van Dijk and Kyle Walker. We do have some stuff that we can sell. We have still got like an Alexandro and a Fabinho and things like that. But it's cutting it fine. I don't know if we will actually be able to afford this one yet. But I do really like the look of this one. It does look really fun. Again, meta, Kluivert, high-low work rate, 6'2", 4-star, 4-star. 91 jumping with his 6'2", with 92 head accuracy. He's even got decent pace. He's obviously got ridiculous shooting. He's got good dribbling. He's got decent passing. Meta is essentially what Kluivert is. He's an icon version of Ibra, essentially, isn't he? I mean, Ibra's better in every stat apart from pace, which is crazy. But the thing that puts me off Ibra is his 44 balance. What is Kluivert got? So you have always got to... See, he's got 77 balance. You have always got to dig into the stats. Like, he's got bad passing. Well, he hasn't got bad passing, but he hasn't got insane passing. But it's because he got 67 crossing. 84 vision and 86 short passing is actually quite good. So you've always got to take a little look into the stats and see what it's like. And then 82 physical, 79 stamina is not the best, but it's like the swings and roundabouts to every team. I don't think I can quite afford this one, and I would absolutely love to do this one. But with the... Where is he? This Sanchez, the road to the final Sanchez. But that's like another 300k, which I just don't have. So this is maybe kind of like a long-term goal, is essentially what we're thinking with this one. So I've kind of... Well, I haven't made my mind up because... Well, the game's kind of made my mind up for this one because I don't think I can actually afford it. This is kind of like a pipe dream. But between the other two, I think option 2 could then transition quite nicely into the option 3 that I just showed you guys with Kluivert. And we don't actually have to buy that much stuff, which is quite nice. We need to buy Van Dijk, who I think is 150k-ish. Yeah, I think he's roughly about 150k. There's one for 150k that isn't going to sell, so he might be a little bit cheaper than that. We need to buy Casemiro, who we've just been kicked off Ultimate Team, okay. And as we go back in, you guys just... Why have we just been... What? Okay, you guys just seen that thing pop up on the screen for the new promo. The thing with that as well is there could be some crazy cards that can come into the squad and totally change up what I want to do. This thing, we have no idea what it is, but it starts in 4 hours whilst I'm recording this video. Which makes me think that the one that's the least drastic change is probably the best for now. Because if I change to one of the other ones where I'm buying and selling loads, or buying loads of players and not using my own tradables and blah-de-blah-de-blah. And then I realise, oh crap, I wish I had some of these new cards instead. Maybe it's worth waiting and trying to slot in some of the new ones. Like maybe we'll get like a... I'm trying to think of an upgrade. I don't know, maybe we'll get like a mental left back that we can use instead of Van Aanholt, or a crazy Premier League goalkeeper or something. Maybe Alisson will get like a ridiculous card because it's like some race to the title thing. I'm not really sure, to be perfectly honest with you guys. I've got no idea what it's going to be or how it could affect the squads. But there's going to be a lot more options there, you would assume. Like future stars, there's loads of quality cards. We wanted to try out the Mendy, the Guendouzi, the Militao. We didn't get around to using them all, but I'm assuming there's going to be an equal amount of crazy cards coming in with this new promo. Which makes me think we should probably go with this one. I mean, unless you guys tell me drastically not to, I will probably do it. So let me know what you think in the comment section. But I'm probably going to at least give this one a little whirl and try it out a little bit, I think, in Foot Champs. And then see what you guys say and see what happens with the new promo. And we can go from there and maybe switch over to one of the other two. And maybe we can do like some investing for this promo and make some coins and allow us to be able to afford the Kluivert one. That's the plan anyway. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. New formations, if you're struggling with FIFA, try them out. That would be my tip for you guys from this episode. But for now, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time.